$9.95.
This is Ben Bernanke over here. Ben Bernanke, Ben Bernanke.
That particular one, it just puzzles me why that would be the poster child for deregulation, because it wasn't that it was a bad thing, but it was more or less one of the prices that we had. And I don't know, I mean, as you know, of course, some of the things that helped save the firms and reduce the panic was the fact that banks like J.P. Morgan could buy Bear Stearns, and with Glass-Steagall in place, that would have been illegal. So I don't know. Again, I think there's a lot to be done on the regulatory side, but that's not my particular choice for being a really important element.
I think the other big debate, one of the other big debates about the reform strategy was about too big to fail, whether it was prudent to leave in place banks of this size. So how should people think about the too big to fail challenges we face today, in particular, whether it's prudent and safe to live in a system where we have a system as concentrated as it is today with these large institutions?
Well, the trick, at least the first line, the first approach, I think, is to see if you can find ways to solve the problem and still get the benefits of large banks. I mean, if you break every bank down into a community bank, there's lots of things community banks just can't do for your economy. So how can you do that? I think we've taken some important steps, including the much bigger capital requirements and the tougher oversight, particularly for large so-called systemic firms, they have tougher oversight. And finally, the liquidation authority allows you to pull firms apart. So I think we've made some progress there. We've seen, for example, that some of the rating agencies have decided that they no longer give the big banks credit for potential government support. Now, one thing I should say, though, is that people may not appreciate that the Dodd-Frank Liquidation Authority has within it the power to break up the banks. That is, in order, the banks are required to submit to the Fed and the FDIC what's called living wills, which basically says, how would I wind myself down if I came to the edge of financial instability? And if the Fed and the FDIC are not convinced that these institutions could be safely wound down, they actually have the authority to break them up, or at least to simplify them, and then maybe break them up. So the power is there, and I think that if you can't get to the point where you feel that too big to fail is well controlled, then you should take some stronger steps, and it will not take more congressional action to do that. The powers are already there, built into the liquidation authority. So the problem's not solved, but I think we're moving again in the right direction.
Would you go further now if you had that choice? Further in capital, for example?
I think it's too soon because right now they're still getting the first rounds of the living wills and trying to judge what constitutes acceptable simplicity.